Hey everybody, it's Captain C.A. Richardson from Flats Class YouTube. Came over here to the boat barn, grab a charter setup, and talk to you a little bit about what I like to use with my clients during this time of the year, the early part of the season, when it's still cool out. So it's a question I get asked all the time on social media, emails from clients and whatnot. Can I bring my own gear? What gear do you use? Well, today I'm going to share all of that with you. So while I go get set up in the studio, I want you to watch a cool video of my client Joe using one of my setups. And then I'm going to break it all down for you. Come on.
Wait, there's another one up there.
That's okay. We got time.
There's many up there.
We're just going to sit right here in this creek. You just take care of business right here first. Oh, it's a good one.
He had two more come with us.
Yeah. That is a good one. Pretty cool video. Joe is a regular of mine. I fish Joe a couple of times a year, and he's one hell of a fisherman. And I'll show you a little bit more video of Joe in action here in a few minutes. But let's talk about these setups. One of the things that I like to consider when I'm putting charter gear together is what are we going to utilize as far as artificials? Well, in most cases, I'm not talking about extreme cases like Ned rigs, but in most cases, we're throwing small to medium topwaters. We're throwing spoons, lots of spoons. We're throwing bucktail jigs, paddle tails, and jerk baits. But everything kind of rides in the same, I'm going to say, lower weight category. Even consider, and I'm giving a little bit away, even consider the Mirrodine, which is a staple bait on my boat with clients. So I'm looking to have the ability to throw lures between basically a 1/4 ounce and let's just say a little over a 1/2 ounce, maybe even 5/8. So what rod, and I'm gonna be honest with you, what rod am I gonna use? It's probably gonna be something in that medium range, where later in the year, I might use medium heavies more often because the possibility of catching snook. This time of year, I know I'm gonna be catching trout and redfish. So I'm not going to need medium heavy gear if I'm fishing really low tides because I'm probably going to be out in some open exposed areas or at best in some creeks. So let me break down the rod, the reel, and even the line that I like to use for my inshore setups. Stay tuned. Let's talk about the rod first. Why not? The rod is the most critical component of the whole setup because it is the delivery system. My choice, the G Loomis E6X Inshore. Now this is the 843S. It's the 7.0, which is 7 foot, and it's moderate fast. So you'll see the MF initials next to this too if you go to the G Loomis website. Now I prefer this rod because it throws line weights around 8 to 14 pounds, lure weights somewhere between a 1/4 and just over a 1/2 ounce. So it makes it an all-around fantastic rod to be throwing this time of year. It'll still allow you to make nice long casts accurately, but by being 7 feet long, you can make some close quarter casts, which comes in pretty doggone handy in those creeks like you saw in the video with Joe earlier. Now for me, the multi-layer technology that they use, or taper technology that they use to build these Loomis rods, really gives this increased strength and sensitivity. And the power to weight ratios are impressive. Now next, I'm going to let you watch this video of Joe having a little bit more fun on our charter, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the Stratic reel. Wow. Every cast. Like every cast. Trout pass. Joe, thanks again for making me look good. All right, let's get back to talking about the Stratic. This is the Stratic FL. This is the 3000 XG, which is a good balance for this G Loomis E6X inshore. Incredibly good balance because it's a little under 8 ounces in weight. Possesses 20 pounds of drag. Yes, I said 20. It's a 6.4 to 1 ratio reel, which is, what you want to know is it picks up 37 inches of line per handle turn, which is more important if you're working baits fast rather than slow. So you have to consciously slow yourself down with this. But it is a workhorse reel, and the Stratics, in my opinion, have always been the gold standard as far as reliability, longevity in the Shimano lineup. So these two paired up make an incredible combination. Because I have 8-pound Power Pro on here, I can pack about a little over 200 yards of line because I back it up with 8-pound mono. But what I'll typically do is I'll put enough 8-pound mono on here so that I only have to put 150 yards of Power Pro. That way, when you buy a 300-yard spool, well, you can get 2 of these reels out of it, which is helpful. Why the 8-pound? Well, the 8-pound gives me casting distance. I'm not always fishing creeks this time of year. We have a lot of open water with bluebird bright days, and a long cast with a 7-foot rod is necessary. So that 8-pound is very, very handy. And I'm using longer leaders this time of year, anywhere between 3 feet all the way up to 5 foot of fluorocarbon leader. Just depends on the lure that we're throwing and the retrieve style. That's what it really counts on. All right, what you also want to know is you're going to have smoother operation with the Stratic FL. You're going to have a lot more environmentally tough protection now with the Stratic FL. So it makes a perfect charter rod for yours truly. Now, I want to wrap this video up because I want to convince you guys that you need to subscribe to Flats Class YouTube. So we shared the rod, the reel, and the line that we use for my favorite inshore setups for this time of year, especially with clients. Now, if you want to have the inclination to purchase any of this stuff, stop driving around everywhere trying to find it. Just go to sodiumusa.com and buy it there, because that's what I do. If I can't find it somewhere, I go to my favorite retailer, and that's sodiumusa.com. Now, if you like what you're seeing here, you like our product reviews, you like our fishing tips, you like our podcasts that we put on here from time to time, and our television shows, and Flats Class University tidbits that we throw on Flats Class YouTube all the time, please subscribe. I want you to share this with all your fishing buddies. I really do. Get them out there. Without you sharing it, I can't grow, and I want to grow fast. So please help us out. And if you enjoyed this video on the G Loomis rod and the Shimano reel, give us a big thumbs up. They're new partners here at Flats Class for the 2021 season, and we want to do them some justice educating you why they're a difference maker or a game changer. Until next time, Captain C.A. Richardson signing off from Flats Class YouTube. Goodbye, everybody.